Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is November 18th, 2025, and a recent study has revealed that Lamine Yamal is the most abused player in the entire Spanish league. Also, great news in regards to Raphinha because he was seen training today. And finally, Barcelona still interested in still tracking Marc Guehi. However, they will not enter into any bidding wars. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Bo. We'll begin this video with some pretty disturbing news because the Spanish Observatory for Racism and Xenophobia have conducted a study about the most abused players in the Spanish league, and it's no other than Lamine Yamal, where the AI software that the Spanish Observatory of Racism and Xenophobia revealed that Lamine Yamal receives 60% of all insults on social media. 60%. That's more than half of all insults on social media are directed towards an 18-year-old kid. My God, how sick is our society. Now, in second place is Vinicius Jr. with Vinny receiving 29% of all insults. In third place is Kylian Mbappe receiving 3% of all insults. Then we have Alejandro Valde and the William brothers, Nico and Iñaki. And after them comes Brahim Diaz. By the way, do you see a common denominator with the top five? Lamine, Vinny, Mbappe, Balde, well, top six, Iñaki and Nico Williams. Guys catching my drift? They all happen to be black. Surprise, surprise. Anyways, about 60% of all insults on social media are directed towards Lamine Yamal. Can you imagine being so sick in the head that an 18-year-old kid whose only thing that he's ever done is play football and that somehow merits people insulting him and abusing him? What a hateful, jealous, and envious world we live in. Now, this study has also revealed that the most targeted clubs on social media are Real Madrid and Barcelona, with Real Madrid receiving 34% of insults and Barcelona receiving 32%. In third place, Real Valladolid receiving 17% of insults. Real Valladolid, what have they done to anyone? Those poor guys. Followed by Valencia, Athletic Club Bilbao, Real Sociedad, and finally Atletico de Madrid receiving 5% of all insults on social media. Real Valladolid, do you guys know why people have beef against them? Because I don't know. I mean, why? Anyways, speaking of Lamine Yamal, as soon as Barcelona announced their return to the Spotify Camp Nou, our young starlet posted the following on his Instagram page, which reads, Montjuic was the beginning. Camp Nou is where history will be written. Of course, Lamine alluding that he will be writing football history at the Spotify Camp Nou. And I don't know about you, but this post gave me goosebumps because I cannot wait to see what Lamine Yamal will do at the Camp Nou. Now, I know there's a lot of mediocre people out there who'll be like, oh, Lamine, he's just running his mouth, blah, blah, blah. Look, leave your mediocrity to yourself. Just because you don't understand what it takes to be great, you don't understand confidence in your own abilities, and you don't understand what striving for greatness is, that's not Lamine's fault. So please, save us all the embarrassment and just stop. Just stop. Anyways, on to the next bit of news, which is absolutely great news because today the team returned to training. As you know, last week, Monday through Thursday, they had gym session. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they were off. And today they returned to regular training on the pitch. And guess who was back on the pitch training with his teammates? It was no other than our captain, Coutinho. Coutinho is officially back to training with the group. Of course, Coutinho has been injured since September. And my God, how have we missed him? But now it looks like he could be back pretty soon. In fact, they're stating that Coutinho could be available for the match against Athletic Club Bilbao on November 22nd. And the fact that he's back training with the group well, that indicates that that is a very likely possibility because, as I've explained many times before, usually group training is the last step in any player's recovery. So, Coutinho, thank God for that he is back, and I cannot wait to see him back on the field. Now, speaking of injuries, or he's not injured, but he's still recovering. Marc Bernal participated in the friendly match between the national team of Catalonia against Palestine, where Catalonia won 2-1. And Marc Bernal played 45 minutes. And guess who was in the stands at Montjuic at the Olympic Stadium watching Marc Bernal? It was no other than Hansi Flick, who went to watch Bernal's performance. Now, as I've explained in previous videos, Hansi Flick is really counting on Marc Bernal in the second stretch of La Liga, the second half of La Liga. It's expected that Marc Bernal will start getting more and more minutes. And well, this is one of the first steps towards that, where Marc Bernal was given permission by the club to play this friendly match so he can start getting back into match sharpness, because so far Bernal has not featured in a lot of minutes, and that, of course, was part of the plan. Nothing, there's people like, oh, what's going on, Bernal? Is Flick, upset with him or something? No. This was always the plan, for Bernal. Just because he was declared fit doesn't mean he was going to return to action right away. We all knew that it was going to take a very long time, even after he was declared fit, for him to start getting regular minutes. And well, it looks like we're getting close, where it's being speculated that Flick will start using him more and more, especially during the second half of the season. And I got to say, I cannot wait to see Bernal back, because even though he showed us very little last season, that very little was enough for me to be very excited about our future Busquets. Anyways, let's end today's video with the news that Barcelona are still tracking and are still very interested in Marc Guehi. However, they will not enter into any bidding wars. Now, the 25-year-old Crystal Palace center back's contract expires this summer. He has decided not to renew with Crystal Palace, so he will become a free agent, and it's reported that Barcelona has him at the top of their list for the center back position, because, as you know, Barcelona will be looking to reinforce the center back position with Inigo Martinez having left and with Christian most likely leaving as well. And Marc Guehi is at the top of the list because he fits the profile of what Flick is looking for in a center back, even though Marc Guehi is not left-footed. Now, if you ask, hey, well, Mo, what is this profile that you talk about? Well, what Barcelona are looking for is in a center back is physical strength, speed, technical ability, and calmness playing out from the back. And they believe that Marc Guehi possesses all of these qualities. Now, what's the problem? The problem is that not only is Marc Guehi a good center back, but he's also going to be a free agent, which means a lot of clubs are going to be interested in him, including Liverpool, who were very, very close to signing him this past summer. But the last second, Crystal Palace pulled the plug. And of course, they're in Bayern Munich, and they're saying that Bayern Munich is really making moves for Marc Guehi more so than Liverpool, because they are looking to rebuild their squad. Now, Barcelona are interested in Marc Guehi, but they will not enter into any bidding wars with any of the other clubs interested in him. So, in other words, if Marc Guehi wants to come, bro, welcome. But if he's gonna, try to look for the highest bidder and choose based on that, it's just not going to happen, because Barcelona are not in a financial situation to do this. Now, there is a chance that Marc Guehi could still end up in Barcelona, even though without a bidding war. And the way that could happen is if Bayern Munich end up landing Konate, because Konate will also be a free agent. Bayern Munich are also interested in Konate. So if Bayern Munich end up signing Konate, they could very much back away from the signing of Marc Guehi, and that could leave the door open for Barcelona. Or, of course, if Marc Guehi just says, I want Barca, and that's it, then that's another way. After all, he is a free agent, so he's going to get to choose whichever club he wants to go to. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did upload another video a few moments ago. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.